gente, ¿cómo estáis? Espero que bien. Estamos continuando el SteelRising, que ahora lo que vamos a hacer es... Oh.
Barrels were stored here and rolled away. These
Como dije
grooves
antes,
prove it.
lo que vamos a hacer es, en plan... Iba a hacer las misiones secundarias antes de hacer el final.
Gunpowder was taken to the Bastille.
Hubo un texto que no puse, que voy a intentar ponerlo después en edición a ver. Bien, pues la idea es hacer las misiones secundarias que quedan, luego varias, y nada. Eso es básicamente, después de derrotar ¿cómo llego allá? Al boss, el centauro. No se nos abrió el camino al templo, creo que se llamaba. Para llegar a ir por el tipo, por el boss final, supongo, ¿no? Al final de todo, tenemos que estar al lado. Pero quería ponerme a hacer las misiones secundarias primero. Una orden de misión firmada por la Fayette. La ordeno ir a Saint Louis, 4 ligas al sureste de Mulhouse. Le prohíbe a usted y a sus hombres hablar con los pasajeros. Deberá confiárselo a los ulanos de Hauser, que le estará guardando la posada de la posta. General Mustier de la Fayette. Pero bueno, estas son las misiones que tenemos. Tenemos esta y aquí, para al final terminar y ir al templo, que es la misión principal, y supongo que por ahí estará el boss final. Y como el tipo de antes, el Jean Paul este, nos dijo que una vez que entremos ya no íbamos a poder volver, pues por eso ya estoy haciendo las misiones secundarias primero. Y lo más probable es que tome como dos videos tal vez. Tres videos tal vez. Intentar que el último sea el final. So que nada, eso es básicamente el resumen de lo que estamos haciendo. Adiós. Vine por aquí no hay nada. ¿Me olvidé algo? Quisiera dar la vuelta. Me gustaría ir... Adiós. ¿Nunca pasa por aquí? Ah, ya ves, de módulo. Me imagino que haber pasado por aquí antes, ¿no? Un mensaje. Querido Jacket, llevo esperándote más de 1 hora y no puedo seguir prolongando la espera. Están luchando en las inválides, a menos de 60 yardas de donde me encuentro ahora mismo. No pienso quedarme de brazos cruzados cuando como mueren mis paisanos. Mis pistolas están cargadas y el puente improvisado que hemos construido... Ah, no. Y el puente improvisado que hemos construido aguantará lo suficiente para poder unirme a ellos. Espero que puedas hallarme pronto y luchar a nuestro lado. La mala suerte. ¿Quiere que llegue demasiado tarde? Hazme el favor de encomendarme mi alma a Dios. Tu hermano Lauren. Pues no, me había pasado por aquí. ¿Qué será? ¿Que el lugar estaba cerrado o no exploré por aquí? Pues oye, pensaba cortar, pero si es zona inexplorada, lo cual lo dudo, a lo mejor me la pasé y no lo vi bien. Y más por estas partes que están cerradas. La verdad las podemos abrir fácilmente, pero... Tenemos esto, excelencia de un espíritu noble y hierro colado. Ok, está grabando. Bueno. Y nada, eso es básicamente lo que vamos a hacer en SteelRising y vamos a ver hasta dónde llegamos. Ya me fue lo que iba a decir, diablo. ¡Hostia!
Dieu tout-puissant.
Madame de Polignac.
It's dreadful, Aegis. All is
¡Hostia, esa es la
lost.
tipa del principio!
How were you able to leave Saint-Cloud?
Earlier, after you ventured out into the palace grounds, all of the machines that were guarding us set out after you. I seized the opportunity to go to the stables and jump into a horseless carriage.
What are you doing here, Madame?
The children, Aegis, Charlotte and the Dauphin, the Queen and the Marquis de Lafayette did everything they could do to save them from the King's madness. They spent days working out every
Como
detail
olvidó lo que
of
les
this
iba a decir, la
operation
verdad.
with the greatest secrecy.
Diablo, me fue bien cabrón.
With our accomplices in the Queen's house. The children's escape hidden inside this wagon.
No sé si era que estaba hablando de que estaba hablando y quería y si iba a cortarlo, pero a la vez no sabía porque vean el proceso de cómo llego a la misión y todo y tal. Hasta acá, ¿no? Si a alguien le sirve, después ya tiene su tiempo, pero es eso, hacer las misiones secundarias antes de ir al pueblo final.
Madame,
Ok, no me dice nada más. Lugar de intercambio. ¡Hostia! Hay un par de cosas aquí. A ver.
4 horses for 3 men. This doesn't make sense.
4 caballos para 3 hombres, digo.
A red cap with a rooster embroidered on it. A list of staging posts between Paris and Liège. 100 leagues.
100 leguas.
That is a long way. Why go on such a journey? Perhaps Madame de Polignac can enlighten me.
Ok. Lo que está es la del principio. La loca se fue. Tiene mi respeto, señorita. Está viva.
Madame,
Les recuerdo que después de que le pedale compartir que gratis.
the attackers all bear the same red cap with an embroidered rooster.
It's the symbol worn by those who support the Duc d'Orléans.
One of them had a map indicating all the staging posts from here to the Principality of Liège.
Liège? That rabble-ridden city is where the Duke and his miscreants have established their
Yo
base.
estoy intentando recordar
Over here there are 4
qué fue lo que
dead
estaba hablando.
horses. And the body of
Ay,
a
ya se me
third
fue
man
bien
wearing a
duro,
red
cabrón.
cap.
Perdón.
4 horses for 3 men.
Ya estoy en esa de
That
donde
means
se
one
me
assailant
va lo que
managed
estoy
to
ahí
get
hablando.
away. It's beyond doubt. The Duke's men have taken the children. They're the ones behind this ambush. And they knew every detail of our plans. We were betrayed.
But surely the ambush did not go exactly as planned. 3 of them lost their lives.
That's true.
Que no me
If
acuerdo ni
only
qué
we could
estaba
catch
hablando,
the
la
one who
verdad.
was able to escape. But now that I think about it, the riders that the Marquis de Lafayette promised us, if they made it here, they may have been able to surprise the kidnappers and stop them from carrying out their misdeed. By the grace of God, they may already be on their way to Vienna with the children.
The riders did not make it, Madame. They perished at the hands of the royal army.
Sainte Mère de Dieu. C'est une
Voy a
catastrophe.
suponer que dijo Santa Madre de Dios.
Marquis
Qué
de Lafayette
catástrofe.
must be informed of this terrible turn of events. Without delay.
I shall see to it, Madame. As for you, please return to the Queen at once. You have taken enough risks as it is.
Find
Exacto,
the
vieja.
children, Aegis. Je vous en supplie.
Joder, la vieja. Cuidado. Bien. Opa. Opa. Eso que esto suena nuevo entonces, ¿no? Tricornio de cuadrilla vestido de amarillista. No sé lo que decía, pero primero que leí. Equilibrio, resistencia a llamas. Efectivamente, no me interesa. Ahí les dejo para que lean. Y tengo esto. Hacemos por aquí. Hacemos así, traca, traca. Y oh. Carta de renuncia, majestad. Como es evidente que ya no cuento con vuestra confianza, que ya no cuento con vuestra confianza y me despido oficial es cuestión de tiempo. Os ruego que me reservéis de mis funciones ministeriales. Espero sinceramente que mi sudor les brinda a vuestros súbditos todo tipo de abundancia con fruto de sus diligentes servicios. Sabed que tenéis en mí, majestad, a vuestro más humilde y devoto siervo. Y aquí estamos.
Some worshippers were able to escape the automats. They ran towards the entrance to the catacombs.
Uy. A las catacumbas. Este cabrón está aquí. No me agrada. Dale Naruto, cabrón. Uy, no me lo esperaba. Au. Hostia. A ver. ¿Qué pedo? ¿En serio que me queda atrapado aquí? Debe de los tres San Belí. Quiero pensar que es aquí. Sí. Me hubiera negado la entrada. Encontrad Sumenecker. Susane, perdón. Hola. ¿Qué hay por acá? Que nada, ya hemos mejorado. Aquí no era la misión de la tumba de este tipo, ¿verdad? Espérate. Me voy a poner la... Hostia. Cállate, coño. No. La cripta es de allá. Ok. ¿Tú sabes tan sospechoso? En Dark Souls esto sería una pared falsa. Niéguenmelo. Hostia, este cabrón. Me vio. Ah, ya veo por qué me vio. Toma, toma. Jaja, pendejo. Ah. Encame, Naruto. Bajo de Dungeon Man. ¿No? Esencia de un espíritu guerrero. Es por allá, pero... Ya. Oh, modo parkour. A mí. Lingote de bronce. Gracias. Lo voy a tomar. Opa. Hello, hello. Sí, lo que vamos a hacer es, por si acaso, si no lo dije antes, misiones secundarias y vamos a hacer todas las que se crucen en el camino, La que esté más cerca la hacemos, la vamos conectando poco a poco con todas. Básicamente eso es lo que voy a hacer. Las voy a ir en plan, aquí tuve 3 y las estoy haciendo las que estén más cerca y después sigo y sigo y sigo. Y así, hasta que las termine todas y nos vamos a poner el final. Porque lo más probable es que este video va a hacer 2 partes. Bien. Lo único malo de esto es que aquí no hay TP y tampoco tengo un objeto para volver a los vestales, porque si no sería muy útil. Sería muy útil tener eso un objeto. Hay uno, pero es limitado, básicamente. Estamos con los counters, cabrón. Básicamente. ¡Huele bicho! ¿Qué? Tengo como una cajita, ¿no? A ver. No veo un lugar por arriba. Por aquí. Tampoco quiero perder tanto tiempo, porque vamos a empezar a meterle turbo a esta madre. ¡Arriba! Para hacerte demasiado que. Bien. Ve, ahí está. Lo de ficha de carruaje, esa madre me permite volver a... No sé si al carruaje o al vestir más cercano. Pero claro, son limitados y no sé si se puedan farmear. Una nota de Susan Necker. Mi querido marido, si está leyendo este mensaje es porque el Señor en su infinita misericordia nos ha salvado y a ambos y esta iglesia nos está convirtiendo en nuestra tumba. El logro sobrevivir a la terrible... Quítense para el carajo. El logro sobrevivir a la terrible masacre y voy a buscar a nuestra hija, Jeremy. Eso, maten en su 3D. A buscar a nuestra hija, Germain. Al oficio beneficio de Saint Suplique. Beneficio de Saint Suplique. Te volveremos allí. Tomaremos y de vuelta a esposa Susana. Oh. Monsieur de la Fachette. Estimado Monsieur, fui al punto de encuentro que me indicó ella y me encontré con alguien inesperado. Madame de Polignac, la favorita de la reina. No trató de ocultar su motivo para encontrarse en tan tétrico lugar, así que ahora conozco la naturaleza del valioso cargamento que le está originando tanta ansiedad. Ya sabré que Charlotte y el joven Delfín han desaparecido. Las pruebas apuntan a una emboscada por parte de los hombres del Docalean. Aparentemente atacaron el vagón donde se escondía. En cuanto a los jinetes que usted mandó a escoltarlo, todos perecieron, aniquilados por los autómatas reales. Ok. Preguntar a Mesías Marat. Ok, par de misiones. Vamos a dejar esa y vamos a... Vamos aquí. Vamos al convento. Estamos. Hablamos con este Necker primero.
Monsieur Necker,
Madame? Eh bien, do you come bearing good news?
your wife. You may rest easy, monsieur. Your wife escaped the massacre. She returned home and left you this letter.
Mon Dieu. She's going to meet our daughter and son-in-law at our charity hospital.
She may already be there.
Madame, I did not dare to dream of such an outcome. My wife and daughter. Can you imagine? And I thought I had lost both of them. The three of us will be able to leave the kingdom and put these horrors behind us forever.
What about the bonds?
Oh, the bonds. Do with them as you see fit. As long as the king does not use them. As for me, I'm going to find my family at once. Thank you.
Dale, caballo. Que le vaya bien en su aventura, caballo.
I
Su
pray
misión
that your
de,
efforts
con
will
tu
be
familia.
successful.
Lo apoyo.
Adieu, madame. Adieu.
Espero que vivan felices. Espero que
Minister
esto...
Necker has given his bonds to me.
That's quite a nice little sum. Can you imagine? That's 1/5 of the kingdom's entire wealth.
Wealth that the king squanders for his personal benefit according to his whims.
Ma foi.
Espero que esto
Monsieur
que nos
Necker
hayan
certainly
inspirado
has
en
been
Dark
very
Souls y sus
generous to his
misiones
adoptive
tristes,
country.
cabrón, porque me voy a encabronar ahí.
Generous?
Espero que no se
I have my
hayan,
doubts.
no se hayan
The
inspirado
loan
en
was
esa parte
granted at a very
en la escuela y
high
de los
rate,
muñequitos
so
y
high,
todos
in fact,
tristes,
that it would have dumped
depresivos.
the deficit into an even deeper state of abyss.
Eh bien, messieurs. To what use shall we employ this boonful fortune?
If I could spend it, I'd do everything I could to return to the people their confiscated freedom. To begin, I would get them the bread they so sorely need. It is only after the scourge
está la
of
enviada de
famine
culo,
has been
cabrón.
vanquished that armed patriots might then be able to rise up against despotism.
And where will you find wheat, Robespierre? Will you steal it from under the noses of the automats who have sworn to destroy the human race? As for arming the people, this is another one of your delusions. How could your ragged pack of wretches win any sort of battle that be unable to lift a sword?
When you insult the people, you insult me, Monsieur de Lafayette.
Dile ahí,
I am
Robespierre,
not
enséñale al cabrón
insulting
este.
anyone, Robespierre. But I happen to know what it takes to fight, unlike you. Monsieur, I was but a lad of 15 when I took up arms, and everyone here knows my role in the liberation of America from British
No,
rule.
no, tranquilo, Cristóbal
If you
Colón.
allow me to
Vamos a
dispose of
calmarnos.
these bonds, I will found an army that will annihilate the Clockwork King's diabolical machines. As soon as I have the opportunity to leave Paris, I will rally the officers and troops that are stationed in the provinces. Then, I will call for a mass uprising. I will have more than enough money to pay their wages and procure the weapons we need.
Uy,
And
no
you
me
will
hagas
have
escoger.
obedient troops at your beck and call, ready to repress anyone who challenges your
Hacho, espero
power.
que no me hagan
These
escoger, la
troops
verdad, que
will
lo
only
decidan ellos.
serve the will of the people. I swear it.
Are you sure that the king has spared the rest of the kingdom, Monsieur le Marquis?
I am almost certain of it, mon père. Despite all of his resources, the king does not have enough manpower to occupy all the garrisons in the country.
Aegis, no member of this assembly can force your hand. The choice is yours.
Pontes.
To whom will you entrust Monsieur Necker's bonds?
No me la cuentes, cabrón, en serio. Hacho, no sé qué hacer acá. El corazón me dice Robespierre. Pero la cabeza me dice Lafayette. Ah. ¿Puede que me arrepienta de esto o qué?
Maximilien de Robespierre, I have chosen to entrust this fortune to you.
Very well, madame.
Por el
I promise
pueblo.
that I will use it for one purpose only. Freedom for the people and by the people. When a
Que no sé,
monarch
nos han,
violates the
nos han
people's
tirado
most
mierda
fundamental rights,
de
insurrection
Lafayette,
is their most
especial el
sacred and
tipo del túnel,
indispensable duty.
cabrón. Que
But
es
we
como
must
que,
be wary of warmongers who claim to defend our
Belicista.
happiness.
Bon sang.
Esa palabra no
Am
para
I
mí.
the only one who is weary of hearing these tiresome monologues?
Un
For
poco.
they wish only to silence us and take their own turn at playing tyrant.
Congratulations, Aegis. You've chosen a speechifier as commander in
Hijo de
chief.
puta.
I am sure the king will be delighted to hear this. He need not fear for his throne now.
Amor antes que dinero. Salva a Negra encontrando a su mujer antes que su dinero. ¿Cómo? Salva a Negra encontrando a su mujer antes que... ¡Oh! So que hay una versión del trofeo que es encontrar el... O sea, podría haber encontrado su dinero antes que...
How is your research on Nicholas?
I have.
Don't forget that the church isn't.
Pero es que ya nadie me cuenta nada más, o que no sé cómo seguir con la misión.
Did you go? Remember.
No sé cómo seguir con la misión, no sé si es que me falta un
Monsignor,
tipo o
What can I
algo.
do for you?
Good.
Ali,
Miss. Good.
Bella, nadie me da ninguna información nueva, no sé si es que me falta un NPC o
Monsieur
algo.
Lavoisier.
o
What can I do?
qué.
The
Ah,
clues I
coño.
found at the warehouse suggest that the gunpowder was moved to the Bastille.
Diable. You must find a way to get there and put an end to this threat.
Good.
Have you found Monsieur Mar?
Yes. You were right.
Did he show you the way to the Bastille?
No. But he told me about the tunnels that will take me to the Temple. From there, I can fight my
Ah,
way
pues sí
to
queda,
the
sí
Bastille.
queda
The
camino
man is
pa...
trustworthy, as long as he does not count you among his enemies. You should leave us and take up his advice immediately.
Is your plan to arm the populace going as planned?
Oh, far from it, madame. The situation is hopeless. Even if they were armed and formed into battalions, the Patriots would not be able to fight.
Why is that?
Most of the strategic points in the city are inaccessible. A strange illness strikes all who try. They are seized by an irrational fear, one so great that those who
Hostia,
do
si,
not
son,
lose
si se
consciousness
vuelve
go mad
loco
or
esto y
perish on the
empiezan a darme un
spot.
cojón de
This
misiones
makes it
secundarias, las dejo, no
impossible
las
to
voy a
do
hacer todas.
anything. Any attempt at an uprising is a fool's errand.
The locations you mentioned share a common feature.
That's right. From what little I could make out, they appear to be depictions of a Vestal.
Lanterne des morts.
What do you mean, monsieur?
Lanterns of the dead. Ancient stone pillars that are found near some cemeteries. Our
Hostia, que lo hace
ancestors
nariz, ¿no?
kept a fire going on top of them.
Tiene que
Today,
aspirar
no
con
one
eso
knows
unas
what they
buenas
were used
líneas,
for. A symbol of light triumphing over darkness, perhaps? Others claim that human bones, mercury and lime, were burnt there. Some odious sorcery that was meant to entrap the tormented souls that wandered around the burial grounds.
That makes sense and confirms my observations. I'm now certain that the King's lanterns capture the anima essence of the dead who have been cast into purgatory, and that this essence is what allows the automats to stay in motion without needing a key to wind them.
Paternoster quies in celis, sanctificetur nomen tuum.
Now that I think about it, madame, you obviously are not subject to the harmful effects of these lanterns.
No, au contraire. When activated, these statues reveal an apparatus that allows me to repair myself.
It follows that if you destroy these lanterns, the people will be free to fight again.
¿Cómo?
Unfortunately, they are preternaturally strong. Nothing can so much as damage them.
Come now, no metal is indestructible. If we knew what these lanterns were made of, perhaps I could find a way to destroy them.
Take a look at this ledger, Monsieur Lavoisier. It contains a list of metals.
Aquí sí no te
I
voy a
found
ayudar,
it by the factories, near Vaucanson's workshop.
Let's see. Steel, molybdenum, very good. Tian, donc, tungsten, and zirconium.
tungsteno.
This master blacksmith knows his trade. These metals can be used to make the strongest alloy imaginable, as long as you have a fortune to invest.
For that, our clockwork tyrant knows no bounds.
Well, Monsieur Lavoisier, is there any way to break this alloy?
Break it? Certainly not. But a mineral acid could change its structure. Melt it, perhaps. I would recommend sulfuric acid, or
Oh, yeah.
vitriol, if you prefer to use its common name.
Where can I obtain some vitriol?
Yo diría que el nombre
I
común
had
es el
some,
otro,
but
¿no?
my laboratory at L'Arsenal was
Que
ransacked.
no es que escucho
I
que lo
can't
llamen
tell you any
vitriolo
more
al
than
ácido
that.
sulfúrico.
You should ask my colleague, Monsieur Bailly. He uses similar.
Ajá, mucho texto. Ah, pero se jodieron un par de huele bichos aquí. Hostia, mira, veo.
Monsieur de Mirabeau.
¡Coño!
It says Franciscus Antonius on it. Do you know who it belongs
Este era el que
to?
me faltaba de preguntarle, mira, veo, cabrón. Era él. Era él el que me faltaba.
And I'm willing to bet you're looking
No
for
sabía que había
certain
vuelto.
François Antoine.
That's right.
Well, you'd need to look a little further east, mademoiselle. Because this cane belongs orbit France Anton Mesmer.
Mesmer.
Mesmer, the prince of charlatans. Good heavens, it's been a long time since I've heard his name.
No te preguntes antes y no sabías de qué era, cabrón.
Since your learned commission denounced his theories.
It wasn't long after that when he disappeared.
Can you tell me more about Mesmer?
He was a mystical healer who was once popular with the upper class. I myself attended several of his sessions.
You mentioned a commission.
The king did not look kindly on the healer's popularity within the
Vaya.
court. This led him to appoint a commission from the Royal Academy of Sciences.
An institution to which Monsieur Bailly and I have the honor to belong. We were asked to investigate his alleged powers.
The experiments that we performed allowed us to determine that Monsieur Mesmer's activities were pure charlatanism, a conclusion that destroyed his successful career the moment it was published.
But there was something, Sylvain, a tiny flow of energy that my devices were able to measure.
My dear colleague, must I remind you again that we were never able to reproduce your observations? It was obviously a momentary failure of your equipment.
Perhaps. I'd like to be sure of it.
When and how did Monsieur Mesmer disappear?
The denunciation of his techniques was the start of a long descent into hell for Monsieur Mesmer. He was abandoned by his clients and resumed his research in virtual secrecy. I think he was hoping to perfect his so-called science and restore his reputation with the Academy.
A hope that led him to associate himself with that dastardly Cagliostro. God only knows what experiments they may have carried out. In any case, their collaboration did not last long. Monsieur Mesmer left the kingdom overnight to return to his mother country.
Why did he leave so quickly?
That is a mystery. But those who saw him that morning say it was as if he had the devil at his heels.
This is true. He left in such a hurry that he abandoned everything he owned. Furniture, belongings, and scientific equipment. And it seems that Cagliostro has inherited this treasure.
Is that so? Well, if what you say is true, that broken cane must have passed into the Count's hands.
Yes, it's likely.
This adventurer from who knows where is quite the mysterious cat. I've been able to observe him from my apartments, making frequent visits to Rue Saint-Honoré, on the Tuileries side. I wonder what he was doing there.
What were Monsieur Mesmer's theories?
He is a
Como dije,
proponent
se
of a
me llena
theory called
el juego de
animal
misiones, de un cojón de
magnetism.
misiones secundarias, las dejo y me voy por el final, o sea, me da igual.
Universal healing fluid by passing his hands over
La cosa que
patients
quiero es
and
terminar el
using
juego, aunque me deje
magnets.
misiones secundarias.
He also cobbled
Ya la haré
together
yo
a
por
whole
mi
array
parte
of
y
mad devices, each
tomándome
stranger
mi
than the
tiempo.
last. Unfortunately, despite all his attempts, I don't know that he ever cured anyone.
What happened during Monsieur Mesmer's treatment sessions?
Oh, they were quite a spectacle to behold. Imagine well-born ladies afflicted with perfectly imaginary illnesses. A dimly lit room where incense has been burned to intoxicate the soul and cloud your vision. Amiable servants, half-dressed, gliding from countess
¿Cómo?
to duchess to the sound of a sensual melody.
¿Qué? Quiero conocer
And
el
the
tipo,
great
¿no?
Mesmer, a doctor with wandering hands, presiding over the wonderful scene. Oh, you should have seen them. Those grand ladies moaning, crying, and falling into a swoon.
A ver, pásame el link.
Clinging to that strange tub. Du théâtre, ma chère. Pure theater.
Ya tampoco me presumo, papi. Obtener el vidriolo. Tú, habla.
Did you find out what
No.
Remember what
Would you happen to know?
Sulfuric acid, combined with sea salt and green copperas, we use it to polish the lenses of our telescopes. But I don't know how much we have. You would need to go to the Louvre and take a look at the observatory storeroom to find out.
If you will allow me to.
Of course, madame. Here is the key.
Goodbye.
De hecho, mis misiones bajaron bastante algunas, A ver, ¿a cuál tiro ahora?
Were you able to find proof of Lafayette's involvement in the National Guard debacle?
No.
One thing is certain. But I'm not sure the same could be said of his underlings. But if I were you, I'd go back and investigate the area around Place Dauphine.
Monsieur Marat, did you take part in an operation that aimed to kidnap the Dauphin and his sister Charlotte?
Me take part in an operation? Nonsense. My only weapon is my pen, and I have sharpened it, believe you me. That said, we did receive some information concerning the children. Unfortunately, I'm sworn to secrecy. If such an operation did indeed take place, Monsieur de why not ask him in person?
Madame, I owe you the truth. Know that I did not intend to harm them in any way. We wanted to take them to the Duke in Liège, where they would have been used as bargaining chips. One of our men was part of the entourage of the children's governess, Madame de Polignac. We knew that they were to secretly leave Versailles, and we knew where they were to meet the escort that would take them to Austria. I sent a dozen of my men to watch the rendezvous point. When the time came, when they tried to take the children, the automats were ready. By all appearances, Lafayette and the Queen had been betrayed. I lost 2 of my men.
La reina
The
y el...
others were able to escape and return to Montmartre. They were the ones who brought me word of this unmitigated disaster. As for the children, the machines seized them and set off towards Versailles. No doubt they've been reunited with their father.
Pues nada, gente, lo vamos a ir dejando aquí. Lo más probable es que no sé si haga las misiones o me vaya por el final, que creo que es lo más probable que haya, porque nada, si llegas hasta aquí, te recuerdo que te puedes suscribir, le puedes darle like, compartir, espero que te hayan sido un ratito, que es lo importante, y nada, vamos a seguir en un próximo video. Es una adiós, es una hasta luego, caballero. Que creo que lo voy a servir por el final. Aparte quiero terminar el juego.